Hey. Welcome, folks. Little Jamaica Funk by Tom Brown. Hey, just want to talk to you a little bit today. Welcome to my podcast. I'm trying to get this thing going, It's the Really Charlie podcast where we really talk about what you really want to talk about. So, that being said, things are going on. Things are going on in this world at COVID. Hopefully everyone's staying safe, washing your hands, using the hand sanitizer, putting a mask on, staying 6 feet away, do all those things. It's only for our benefit as a community in general. I mean, that's a high up there, like, was it 3,000 yesterday? So, and New Bedford school system here is pretty high too. But like I said, this is the Really Charlie podcast, and I'm coming to you every Saturday from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern time, and we're going to talk about whatever. I'm a self-published poet. I like writing and reading poetry. I'm going to do a couple of episodes where we talk about poetry, and I read some. So stay tuned. But today's topic is, let's see, would you get married on Christmas? Say your friend, girlfriend, boyfriend, boyfriend, whatever it may be, comes up to you and says, will you marry me? And you say yes. And then you and your spouse decide that you want to get married on Christmas. Would you do it? A simple question. Feel free to join in. We're going to talk about this. I can invite you to the screen, if you have that access through your phone, PC, whatever it may be. And we can actually talk about the issue, put you on display here. Personally, I think Christmas is about family, dinner, hanging out, enjoying yourself. Obviously, birth of Christ. And then sometimes it changes where it's not all about religion. We kind of watered it down, or not watered it down, but we made it commercialized. And it's about, giving and receiving gifts. And that's when we come up with, Black Friday, all those different things, start off the season. But what we're going to talk about is, would you get married? Would you get married on this day? Feel free to comment. Send me a comment so I can read it. Got some comments coming in. Yeah, so let's check it out. Let's see. Hey, we got BJ. BJ's on the air. How you doing? Thank you for your support. And I appreciate it. This is something I've been wanting to do for a long, long time. So I just basically want to, get it started at the ground level. I may not be, up to par right now, but I'm going to get there. So we, let's see what this is. We don't know when Jesus was born, so he won't mind. But what an anniversary if people did get married then. Yeah, it could be. It'll be a strange, great anniversary. Everyone's around, but personally, me, I don't think you should get married on Christmas. First of all, if you have kids, who's going to babysit? Everyone's wrapping gifts, unwrapping gifts, eating, hanging out. Some people might be getting drunk. This is a big holiday. So getting married on this day, to me, you could say really Charlie if you want, but I think it's selfish. You shouldn't get married on this day. Um, because let's face it, you get married, you got to invite friends, relatives, uh, and they got to do a lot of things other than Christmas, other than wrapping and preparing for the holiday. Now they got to prepare for your wedding. So they got to, like I said, if they have kids, they got to get a babysitter. You got a reception. So I'm not going to no reception when I can stay home and eat a home cooked meal, you know. But really, that's my opinion. And but I think that all in all, getting married on that day may be a little selfish, unless you're just going to kind of take off and elope and go wherever you want to go, down to the Caribbean, Mexico, Key West, high in the mountains of Colorado, and get married. You want to do all that? That's fine. You and your fiance, that turns into Mr. or Mrs. or Mr. and Mrs. or Mrs. and Mrs., whatever it may be. But the bottom line is, on a day like that, it's something that shouldn't happen. So, what's your opinion? One of the users here says, "No, too cold, too many festivities." Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of things going on, and so someone says Puerto Rico. Yeah, I got some family getting married in Puerto Rico coming up. I can't wait. I can't wait. So Puerto Rico. Good time. Went to Puerto Rico with a couple of my buddies, Julio and Abel. Oh my God, it laughed so much, it was unbelievable. 7 days of laughter, nonstop. I wish we had videotaped that. That would have been comical. Abel's a clown. He should be on TV. So, all right. And let's see. Let's hide this. All right. Like I said, my name's Charlie Perry. Some of you know me. Some of you may not. But I go by the name of Poetic Pulse, self-published author of several books and poetry. I also wrote a book on a New Bedford boxer named Andre McCoy. And he was fatally killed in a plane crash, him and the U.S. Olympic team going over to Poland. One of the best experiences I ever had was writing that book. I enjoyed it. I really did. And I got to learn a lot about a young man from New Bedford. In my opinion, there's no doubt in my mind that he would have became heavyweight champion eventually, and we got a lot of New Bedford boxers here that definitely excelled in the sport, and some didn't. But so I wrote a book about him, and very proud of it. I also wrote some children's books about my old neighborhood, and I actually enjoyed it. I enjoyed that experience, and there's a lot of different writers here, and whether it's on social media, in your community, wherever it may be, there's tons and tons of people that write, and they write excellent. I every time I see some of these writings, I say, "Wow, you should write a book." And it doesn't take long. It doesn't take much to write a book. You just got to commit every day to something, whether it's a line here or there, just commit to it, and then write your book. And when you have that book, you're able to kind of, in some cases you profit, and in other cases, what you can do is you will leave your legacy, behind, where your children, your relatives, could look at that book and say, hey, my brother wrote that, daddy wrote that, my husband wrote that, my wife wrote that, so on and so forth. And you kind of pass that down, something that they can have. So, but so I think in the next 2-3 weeks, I'll come up with an episode where we're gonna kind of talk about some poetry. I'll read some poetry, but let's get back to the subject. All right, let's see. Let's show this comment here by BJ London. It says, that would be beautiful with all the lights. Yeah, I agree. It would be beautiful. But you got a big family. Your family, man, you're gonna tell all of them you're getting married on Christmas? No, girlfriend. Let's check out another comment. Let's see here. So I would do a small, intimate one on Christmas, then do a big reception when it gets warmer. With COVID, can't do big anyways. Yeah, that's true. We definitely can't. Nothing big, but it's definitely, you think about it, it's a big expense. So Christmas is a big expense as it is, in most cases. So now you got a wedding you have to plan for, and then just think of it, family and friends are coming. They gotta give you a gift or two, some money financially, may strap them. So, it's an added expense. But, me and my wife, we got married in November. So it was just before Thanksgiving, just before, and that was a good time. It was pretty warm that year, and had a very good time. Like I said, best wedding I ever went to was my own. Had a lot of fun. So, our dear outgoing president is getting himself into not hot water, but he's actually, getting shut down by the federal court system. And, they're telling him, no go, bro. No go, which is good. That man's not used to anybody telling him no. So when someone's telling him no, he gets hurt. He gets hurt, disgruntled, pissed off. But they made that show for him. Y'all fired. Well, so anyways, enough of that wasted energy here. So feel free, throughout this show, this podcast, or later on in the next couple of days, feel free to, if you want to talk about something now, we can talk about it. This definitely doesn't have to be the subject that I'm mentioning. And like I said, I really want to talk about what you want to talk about, whatever it may be. And I want to make you say, really, Charlie? So you may agree, disagree what I'm saying, but like I said, you can leave a comment, say, Charlie, let's talk about this, let's talk about that. You may be bringing the subject forward to our podcast, my audience, and you may be the cream of the crop to talk about whatever you may want to talk about. So, but I have an email, and it's reallycharliepodcast@gmail.com. Feel free to send me something. this video or this episode is gonna be premiered on Anchor also and Spotify. I will upload that, and with Anchor they have a message system where you can actually, click on it, click on the my podcast and leave a message for me, verbally. You can do that. But I'm always open. I have my own Facebook page, Facebook group, Really Charlie Podcast, and I have my own personal pages. But feel free, feel free to talk about whatever you want. So here's one. I got married December 5th, 1988. Well, congratulations. And that's real close, but it's 2 days prior to my birthday. And but December 5th, that's a good time, right after Thanksgiving, turn of the next month in December, and that's nice. So, and by the way, happy anniversary. It's a little late, but belated happy anniversary. How about people's concern about COVID and what your personal thoughts about it? Well, personally, COVID is it's definitely real. It's the real deal, And I don't think I ever took it for granted. But I was getting concerned, especially with people around me were getting sick, whether it's friends at work or colleagues, whatever. And then you see in the news on a daily basis that people are dying, and it was real, so real that we closed down everything, shutting down, people losing jobs, definitely. Collecting unemployment, and then we kind of forgot about the people, the frontline workers, the nurses, doctors, police, fire, ambulance, and where they were putting themselves in harm's way. And we got to commend them. We got to commend frontline workers for the job they're doing. And, hopefully we never, ever, ever have to go through this. And may 2021 be a better year for us, where we're back to normal, doing our thing, enjoying our family and friends, and kind of eating and bringing our hard-earned money back to the local businesses. So, but everyone, please stay safe. Continue to do what you've been doing all year. Washing your hands, hand sanitizer, masking your pretty faces, and keep that distance. Actually cut down on the activity outside your home. I think the governor's trying to do the best he can. Even our local mayor, he's doing the best he can. When you look at it, would you like to be in charge of a situation like this and make drastic decisions? It doesn't please everybody, and some of the decisions that administrators have to do, but it's a job that has to get done. So, hey, see Donna Grace just tuned in. How you doing? Hey, BJ, I think we will see some COVID relief more towards the end of 2021. That's right. I think we will. And the governor actually today announced that he's going to actually try to push for some doses being given out by the end of the month. So he's being proactive and actually trying to accelerate this process, this COVID relief. And so we'll see what happens. But I don't want any more people dying. We just can't have it. We can't have it. So, see. Hello, CP. Hello. How you guys doing? You know, the I I'm a great big sports fan. I love sports. Oh wait, 1 second here before we continue. Got another question here. Comment. What do you think about the vaccine shot? Do you think it's really safe? Well, I personally think that we definitely need to take. Well, we don't need to take the shot, but I would personally, I would take that shot. I believe it's safe. Eventually, some people down the line were tested, but it's a short term test. It's definitely short term. They had to get something out, and apparently, it's helped out a few people. 95% success rate. So, I would definitely take it. And, it's either get very, very sick with COVID or die from COVID or take this vaccine. So, and what I would do personally is I would take that vaccine with no problems. If something's going to happen to me, it's in God's hands, and He'll heal me or take me out to the up in the sky, the heavens, and I'll be with my friends and relatives up there. But I won't encourage anybody not to take it. I think we should take it. Curious about who would take the vaccines and who wouldn't and why. Well, the vaccine should definitely go to those medical workers right away. They're every day they're surrounded by. We're going to get back to that one right now, but it should go to the elderly and the frontline workers. Get that out there right away. And some people may not want to take it. And if that's the case, then you just don't take it. But you should actually be paying attention to your well-being, your symptoms. And if you are getting sick, that should be your responsibility to take care of yourself if you're not going to take this vaccine. And don't get anybody else sick. So if you're going to try to do this on your own without this vaccine, you should pay attention. And you're going to end up in the hospital. So you're going to have to take something. And why not take something that's going to cure people? I believe it is. So. All right, let's see here. Do you think the Cowboys or Steelers fans accept defeat as gracefully as a Patriots fan? Well, let's just say football fans are football fans. Nobody wants to lose. As a Patriot fan, as you can see, I got my Grogan jersey on, because that last game was send me some reminders of way back when the Patriots were kind of sneaking up the place. And although Grogan did, he did make it to the playoffs, and he showed improved. That he had what it takes to reach the Super Bowl. However, they didn't do too good. So as far as Cowboys fans, Steelers fans, we all got to accept the defeat, and they're accepting it. Cowboys are kind of right on the same level as the Patriots. As you're watching that team, they kind of trick you, like they did this weekend. That was first possession was pretty good, thought they were going to kind of control the game a little bit. They're running the ball, they're moving the ball, and then like that coach, man, that's the Dallas Cowboys. That's the coach that they have. You know, there's so many things. Maybe it's the owner. Maybe the owner is just, people are kind of staying away from him. Because he's getting down and deep into the bench and trying to make decisions. Yeah, it's his team. It's his baby. I get that, but in most cases, Jerry Jones just didn't let coaches coach. Or he let them coach until they dragged his team into the mud. And as far as Steelers fans, man, the team looks good, but they're on and off. You think they're gonna blow out someone, and then they're just shucking and jiving, and barely beating people. So in that running game, I'm surprised it's not there. When you talk about the Steelers, they would run the ball. This year's team, it just seems like they can't do it. Even with Connor, he's been hurt, had COVID. So, but I think that the only team in the AFC that's going to beat Kansas City is definitely the Pittsburgh Steelers. So anyone else, I think they're going to have some problems. So let's see here. I think the Steelers are surprisingly good. The defense is by far superior, so I can see them going to the finals. I agree. Man, what's homeboy's name? Oh, there, 48, like Dupree, great player, and they lost him. It's too bad. I think he was going to have an all-pro season. Well, he was already in a all-pro season. He was doing well. And he makes a difference. He definitely makes a difference. That pressure is within 2 to 3 seconds with that kid. So we'll see what happens. But I just want my team to beat the Dolphins this week. Dolphins, another team, doing well, very well. And they're going to be up there too. Buffalo. However, I'm not too convinced with Buffalo. I like the Steelers beating Kansas City, or at least making it interesting. So, all right, let's see here. Let's go back to COVID here. All right, BJ, let's see. I'm on the fence about the vaccine. I plan on waiting a while after I see how it's affecting people. Well, you believe it or not, you're going to wait a while, because by the time they get to you, it's probably going to be, between April and June. So that's four months away, So, and so you're going to have time, because, those doses will come out, be taken, this month into next month. And so you're going to see what's going on. Doctors will be able to see and evaluate this and check it out. And if something's not working, they're going to have to take it off the shelf, and try to work out something else. So we'll see. Let's check this out here. What do you think about the Dolphins with that rookie quarterback? Well, that dude's for real. He's got an advantage. He's got I don't think he's up there with Steve Young, but he's similar to Steve Young, left-hand quarterback. Throw the ball, run the ball. Definitely can get it downfield. So if the Dolphins could get someone, get a number 1 or 2 receiver better than what they have, they can open up that field for that kid. I mean, he's doing well anyways. I'm not going to second guess the Dolphins. Look at their record. It speaks for itself. So, Let's go through some of these comments here. All right. Let's check this out. Any predictions for Super Bowl 54? Who would you predict to win? All right. Well, I got Kansas City definitely getting there. And as far as the NFC, the Seahawks seemed like they were going to do well. The Saints definitely don't have any confidence. And this is coming from Patriot fans, but I have no confidence in Tampa Bay getting there, So, in my opinion, it definitely is going to be Kansas City and either Seattle or the Saints. And that's my opinion. Let's see. I work for the railroad, and we were told that we are in phase 2 on taking a vaccine. Well, excuse me for being a little uneducated, as far as phase 1, 2, or 3, but working actually. Working on the railroad, definitely huge populations going in and out of those railroad cars. So, you should definitely get vaccinated quicker than most. Transportation is real important, whether it's railroad, the planes, airplanes, the ships is not out there, so definitely you need to be vaccinated real quick, so. Good luck with that, and stay safe. Do the best you can now. I mean, do the best you can alone, as far as personally, individually, by doing all the proper precautions, wash your hands, face mask, and hand sanitizer. So, but there's an interesting comment here. So, hold on. Is marrying for citizenship still a thing? I remember when you people made real cash doing that. Was it morally and ethically correct, even though it might have broke a few laws? Well, with the new laws, the new immigration laws, just getting married isn't something that can grant you citizenship right away. So, and as far as making money off it, yeah, that happened. Happened with everybody, every kind of, American citizens were doing that, helping out foreigners, whether they're friends or immigrants, coming from overseas and wanting to be a citizen. So, people got married. And they had to, and they got paid for it. But that's, I guess, the American way. It happened. We all know it's happening. So, but as far as being a citizen, because you got married to a U.S. citizen, doesn't grant you citizenship. So, not this day and age. If things change, then we'll see. All right, let's see. Let's go through. So, well, got about 20 minutes. And what do you want to talk about next week, next Saturday at 6 p.m. till 7? What do you want to talk about with Charlie on the Really Charlie podcast? There's many things that might come up. You may see something on social media that you might want to talk about. Feel free to bring it to my attention, and and we'll talk about it. Once again, my email here for the Really Charlie podcast is reallycharliepodcast@gmail.com. Feel free to send me an email. I check my emails every day, and I definitely will respond to you. And if you want me to share your question, I will do that. So get in touch with me. There's a new comment here. How do you handle people who do not respect social distancing and arrows? Sorry, the arrows at the store, and have you had to accept it, or have you had to confront a violator? Well, mainly, I haven't confronted anybody, and I definitely hope that people respect the rules and regulations. How I would confront them, basically, you really don't have to confront someone if they're too close to you. Just step away. Step away. If you're actually on a spot, maybe at the registers, and stay on that spot. And you can basically, you can tell someone, can you step away in a nice way? But some people can be real disrespectful, and seen on the news today where a young man was questioned about his distancing and masking and so on and so forth, and he threw a vase at one of the hotel workers. So here's someone that's just doing their job, and they're getting something thrown at them, a dangerous weapon. Anything could have happened with that vase hitting someone, glass, something flying in their eye, hitting them on the head, and so, people like that need to be dealt with legally, maybe even illegally, by punching them in the head, but then again, you're working, so you don't want to do that. Employees don't want you getting in confrontations with anybody, so you might just have to dial 911 and let them take care of it like they did today. So, sports. About my Celtics, looking pretty good. Now, growing up, I was a huge Magic Johnson fan. I grew up, middle school, enjoying the Lakers. And I switched over once I came back home to Massachusetts, and was enjoying the Celtics. But I stepped away from the Lakers because of what they did to my man Magic. Guy got HIV, and they're, trying to stay away from him. I get that. We were all scared, intimidated. We really didn't want anything to happen. But they set up their precautions, and Nick Van Exel was crying, and the Lakers decided to get rid of Magic for, he was coaching. So at that point, it made me really disgruntled, and I stopped rooting for them. So, but I'm a Celtic fan. I loved what I see, now. Initially, before and during the draft, I thought Danny Ainge was failing us. He was failing us, and I thought those picks wasn't really going to get us anybody, and but nobody wanted to trade for them either. Everyone knew that this draft was definitely not a good one. So, as far as knowing these players that are playing, and he just didn't see enough. So how was you going to draft them and give them an instant first round status, So, but with Tristan Thompson, I love the dude, Teague. Those dudes, they're starters on most teams, or even if they're coming off as a sixth or seventh player, they're actually going to produce. I think they're going to produce more than Enos Cantor did, and Wanamaker, which that's another thing. I didn't want Wanamaker, and I didn't like anything about his game whatsoever, other than that he could knock down 93% of his free throws, something like that. So it's going to be it's going to be a good team. Like to see Marcus coming off the bench and be that 6-man person, and then later when Kimba comes back, it would be nice to see T and Marcus coming off the bench at the same time as the 1 and 2, and that would be nice. But I wish there was a power forward out there, that can join this team, and let Tristan play the center. But a nice, strong power forward, intimidator, someone that's gonna bang around and be that force under the boards, But Tatum should have a good year. Jalen as also, he should have a good year. My boy Kimba, I love him, and there's some static about his injury. Hey, the guy got hurt. He's hurt. He needs to get back. He needs to get well. And he was hurt during the playoffs, and he couldn't do anything. And that's understandable. Going on the court, you got an injury, and guess what? You're not going to make shots. You're not going to speed by people. You're not going to go to the hoop and get that contact and get on the free throw line. Those are all the things he was doing. Prior to I think the injury was long. It was throughout the season. So anyways, he's going to get healthy. And so got to go down to Philly and beat Philly. And Brooklyn's got that Durant and Kyrie. I want Kyrie to lose every game. So here's a comment here. Let's check this out. Do you think Danny Ainge has made good decisions? Well, I touched on that a little bit, and I think the decisions he's definitely made some good decisions as far as getting Teague and Tristan. Those are good. So we'll find out how bad his draft picks are when they're on the court, and see if they can excel in the NBA or if they're going to be Maine Red Claws and like everybody else on that team, on that bench. I've never seen so many people on the bench that just can't produce, other than maybe Williams, but we don't need Williams. We definitely don't need Williams. He's a dime a dozen in the league, so that's just my opinion. Wish we had a Celtic team like, I believe, the 86 Boston champions. Well, that breed is definitely, it's come and gone. And we definitely, we can get some, we, doing all right. We're definitely doing all right. A few more pieces. Like I said, a power forward, good point guard coming off the bench, which we already have. So, it's going to be interesting. So I don't like the fact that a lot of the big names demand to play for certain teams, causing teams to be stacked and dominant. There should be restrictions, I think, on how trades are being made. Oh, I agree. I mean, they're definitely trying to pick and choose where they go. Everybody wants a championship. Everybody wants to play with that A1 player, or two A1 players. They're trying to make sure that or they're trying to maneuver and get to those particular teams. The big Greek, he's the 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 feel is that he's going to be with the Lakers next year. So, and I don't doubt it, and I don't blame him for going there. However, remember what they did to Chris Paul when he tried to go to the Lakers. They shut that down. What happened to all that? They're not shutting down these trades or these. I think recruiting is improper recruiting. These players are talking to each other, and that's how they're doing recruiting. It's basically not the coaches doing it; it's the players. When they're going out and seeing each other in the off season or even maybe during the season. And they're probably putting a bug in their ear to come to my team. Think about it. So. Like Tristan Thompson, he had mentioned about, he was always observing the Boston Celtics from afar, and they had a good young nucleus, and, they were doing well. Well, and if he had bad intentions, he'd say, hey, I'm going to go to the Celtics. But so all the players do this. They look and they kind of, observe and check out, man, I'll be a good fit for that team. Let me go down there. Like a Jimmy Butler, he knew what he was doing. Go down to Miami. Why am I going to play for Philadelphia? Got Embiid. He was a disgruntled. He keeps a bad funk in the air, in the gym. He's not playing to his full potential, whether he's scoring all them points and getting all those rebounds and blocks. Guess what? I'll definitely say he's not doing the best he can. A guy with that size and that talent should be doing a whole lot more than what he's doing. And I think somebody like Jimmy Butler had seen it. Look at Tobias Harris. That kid he still is. He's a good NBA player. But during that playoffs, you look at him, there was something on his face, in his eyes. He was unhappy. He just wasn't in the game. There were spurts and times he was in the game, but the years prior, that guy was taking the ball along the wings. He was taking control of the game, and Philadelphia didn't allow him to do that. And the guy was just not feeling well. He just wasn't feeling the team, and his contract's going to keep him there, this year. But he was unhappy. And I think if there was a happier Tobias Harris, maybe they would have done a whole lot better than what they did. So, and I really, really appreciate everybody coming on and commenting. And definitely, sharing your time with me. You could be doing something else, and I really appreciate it. So, there's another comment here. Do you think college sports should be shut down or should they play? Well, if there's some kind of control with these players, they are in a college environment around thousands and thousands of people. So, I would like to see. I always like to see sports being played, and I think they should play. They should play only because although they're there for an education, but the primary reason why they're in school is to play basketball. So anything can happen in a year with them not playing basketball. They can get hurt. With the COVID, they can die. But I think playing basketball is not going to hurt anybody. It's a job. It's their job. And so you got to treat basketball practices and basketball training, basketball games as if it was your job. and part of our job today is to mask and social distancing and all that. So the players have to have that mindset to do their job. We're taking jump shots and keeping fit. There's also a job where they have to keep themselves safe. And the priority is to keep yourself safe so you can play basketball and have a good future. Going to the next college party down the street and being unsafe, especially where they're actually maybe some drinking and drugging and so on and so forth. So you're not thinking straight. So going to that party, is it good for you? Is it something you want to do? It's probably going to put you in a unsteady situation. So not going is a good thing. Maybe going down to the gym and shooting some more free throws, or doing something like that, or get into study hall and study for your next exam in school. Do those things. COVID tells you to do those things because COVID would kill you. So why don't you do the right thing? Yeah. Hey, Alvin Ramus. How you doing? My boy. How you doing? You got that brand new Mustang making me jealous. Yeah, I got one too, but that was just brand new. Brand new. You must be cooking. Must be cooking, putting the wife on the table and cooking her food and doing nice things and raking the leaves outside. You must be doing that stuff, because you basically talked to her and she said, yeah, you can get the Mustang. So I don't know what you're doing. That Spanish cooking must be doing something, But Alvin, my favorite artist, man, dude is definitely been there for me. He's done some illustrations for some of my books. He's done some artwork that I handed out to family and friends as gifts. Another local artist doing his thing. And we worked on the job quite a few years. But before the job, we were friends, neighborhood friends, South End kids from the city of New Bedford, the Whaling City. So, no, unfortunately, quarantine for the past few weeks. Yeah, well, Alvin, you stay safe, man. Love you like a brother. Don't be getting sick on me. And don't let anybody else get you sick either. If it's got to be you and your family in your house, then that's it. As long as people around you are being responsible. But we got about 7 minutes left. So feel free to leave a comment. We can talk about whatever. And give you a little history about the name, Really Charlie. It comes from Michelle Perry, my wife. And things I do, good, bad, and stupid. She says, really, Charlie? So that's where I came up with this title. And it stuck. It stuck so well that now my grandkids say, really, Papa? So, but I love it. And I'm going to be with you every week, similar to what we're doing right now. Use StreamYard, Facebook Live. I'm going to do all that I can to talk to you about whatever. I think right now we should be having discussions and sharing stories and talk about issues, period, whether they're personal or as long as they're not private, we're going to continue to have this Really Charlie podcast and feel free to spread the word and send me an email when you can. All right. Hey, I'll be looking for you guys too, man. All right, let's see this. Love the show so far. Look for the next show. Yeah, I look forward to it too. Thank you for the love and support. And I appreciate it. Like I said, I want to do a lot of things with this. Kind of laugh, joke around. I'm going to bring some of my comedian friends on, like Danny Fernandez and Evo Marcio, where we can kind of go back and exchange different things and make people laugh on the show. That's what we do. So we're going to do a couple of things. I'll keep you in tune of our next show. Definitely will be next Saturday. I'm also going to be going on some of my groups and doing Facebook Live things on like the Old Bay Village page that I have on Facebook, and kind of have an open discussion on there about different things. So, but let's see. Okay. Well, this is the Really Charlie podcast, and I just want to let you know that I appreciate your love and support. Tune in next week, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. here on our group, the Really Charlie podcast group here on Facebook. And I'm also going to be having different segments on Anchor and Spotify. So feel free to send me an email at reallycharliepodcast@gmail.com. Send me a message, anything, get in touch with me, and stay safe. Stay safe, mask that beautiful face, wash your hands, hand sanitizer, and keep your groups to a very small amount, okay? Love you guys. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Whatever your wishes may be. But still, you guys will make my day every week if you comment and say, "Really, Charlie?" God bless. Love you.